Alright, welcome back everybody to Operation Mars. This is the Comintern. Turn 10, I think we're on. Yep, we're on turn 10. So, back with some more fun with Germany up here. We're just going to try and survive basically at this point. See what we can do, try and keep it competitive for everybody involved. We did roll tech on Dice Maiden, since it would heavily affect our purchase if we completed Advanced Mech, and we did in fact get a completion there, so happy for that. That does bring us to our buys. I guess we have CCP first to deal with though. In the CCP you're spending $2 and purchasing a militia. CCP does have a combat move. We are going to go into Mongolia. Hopefully this attack fares better than the last one. So, in 2 gold die up here, we're going to have our 2 artillery, first striking at a 2. And they both miss, and now we're going to have our mountain and our infantry that are facing that desert penalty, but are also going to meet at 2 because they are paired with the artillery. And that's both misses on those, so we're going to have a Japanese infantry fire back at us at 4, and that is a miss. So now we're out of desert. Central Mongolia is not a mountain territory. It's just got a mountain border up there. So we now have 4 3s that we will shoot off. And we do get a hit. So we kill the Japanese infantry. It fires back at us at 4. And it hits. So we will lose our regular infantry. And we will take Central Mongolia for the CCP. So that will bring us up to an IPC that we get to collect along with our wartime bonus. It takes us to 3. We'll go ahead and place our militia into Shanghai. And then we'll do our recruitment roll with this black die, and we will succeed on a 3 or less. And we fail again out of 10. Alright, so the Soviet Union, we've already done our tech on Dice Maiden as I mentioned before. So we have $41 to spend, and we're going to be buying 2 T-34s. We're going to be buying 6 advanced mechs, a AAA, and an airborne. And then we also have 3 infantry left over from last turn that we get to place. So that 41 is going to clear the board, bank rather, and then we have those there. For combat moves, we'll start over here. We don't have any. We will. I think we have any. Yeah, we don't have any. Alright, we'll come over into the rest of this. And so we're going to have a militia go into North Caucasia, as well as a motorized infantry. And that motorized infantry is going to tow this artillery down into North Caucasia as well. Our 3 militia in Saratov are going to come into Tula-Lipetsk. They're going to be joined by both artillery from Moscow. The motorized that we have in Kalugla is going to go into Smolensk. It's going to be joined by a fighter. Our other fighter is going to go into Tula. And we're going to have 1 motorized come to Moscow, go into Kalugla, and then come down into Oral-Kursk. Our militia in northern Russia is going to come down and take western Russia. I think the only combat move left is our airborne, which I thought I had decided on what I wanted to do with it, but now I am second guessing that. So we'll see. Might just drop up into North Caucasia. Alternatively, I could send them to Smolensk. Ordnance 1. gets down the port. Well, same difference there. You'd have to do that. Alright. I think our airborne is going to come down 1, 2, 3 into North Caucasia. And we're not going to do anything with our T-34s. Set transport planes technically down here too. Well, that way this is going to be flying back to Moscow. And then we're going to be raiding with that submarine. And I think that's going to be it. So we'll go ahead and roll. We'll do raiding first. We'll do attacker in red. We get a +2. Oh my goodness, I'm flipping everything around. Okay, for raiding, it's going to be a full 3 damage to the Baltic line, and we will clean up this mess that I made. It's going to be that. And then 1, 2, 3. It's going to be 3 IPPs taken from the German bank. They don't quite get to have 90 to spend yet, but I'm sure they will soon. So it takes care of raiding. This we take for free. Go ahead and roll for Smolensk. So we were going to have a fighter in gold at a 6, and then a motorized in green at a 2. And that's going to be a hit with our fighter, so the militia is dead, but it does get to fire back a 3, and it misses. So we will take over Smolensk. We take Oral for free, and we'll do Tula Lipetsk next. So we get 2 artillery shots at a full 3. And it's going to be 1 hit and 1 miss, so the Cav's going to be dead. Then we're going to have 2 militia firing at a 2. We're going to have a fighter at a 6. And that's going to take care of it. So we'll kill the motorized, and the motorized gets to fire back at a 4. And it hits, so we will lose 1 of our militia. We will take over Tula. We'll liberate Tula, I guess, is the correct terminology there. We'll come down into North Caucasia, and so help me, if I lose to another light tank, still not over that other one. We do have an artillery that gets to fire first strike roll at 2, and it misses. So now we're having airborne firing at 2, and it misses. We're going to have a militia at 2 that's being upgraded or paired, I guess, with the artillery. I should have done the airborne. And then it's the motorized at 1. And then they all miss, so we'll do the light tank defending at 1. And that misses. Alright, so round 2, our airborne goes down to a 1, but we do have artillery that gets to pair something, so we're going to have 2 at 2, and then 2 at 1. So we'll have orange be our 2s, gold would be our 1s. And that is going to be a hit with an orange. No light tank victory today, but we will see if it gets to kill something of ours with a last shot at 1. Oof, double 1s. Close. But no cigar, so we will liberate North Caucasia once more. With a little more fire this time. We'll see what happens with these German ships. And inevitably, this marine over here. Anyway, we will move our... Okay, I think that's the last combat move that we have. I don't think we have any... you know what, for funsies, we'll just scorch earth this rail from northern Russia into Karelia. And we'll scorch this rail from Kola into Karelia as well. And not that it matters since there's a minor port here, so we just won't scorch that rail. Um, we were going to scorch the rail into Rihi and the rail into Korea over in Eastern Manchuria, just because. And I think that's going to be it for combat moves. I think we've got them all taken care of. So for non-combat moves, our militia in whatever territory this is going to walk into Moscow, as is our militia in Gorky. Our fighter is going to fly back to Moscow. Both of our fighters and the air transport are going to all fly back to Moscow. Our militia in Stalingrad, as well as our militia in Western Kazakhstan, or Kazakhstan, I guess, are going to move into Komsomolskaya. These guys are staying put. They actually can't move unless it was a combat move. Our ships are gonna stay put here. Guess defend the submarine from the seaplane. And over here, we do have some here. Militia in Amur is going to walk into Primorsky Krai. Chia is going to walk into Amur. Cav in Northern Manchuria is going to come into Western Manchuria. And both of the infantry in Eastern Manchuria are going to walk over into Western Manchuria. So that, I do believe, takes care of the non-combat moves, with the notable exception of our minor factory in Moscow. We're going to rail over into Chita. See if we can't get a little more firepower over there in the coming turns. Otherwise, I do believe that's it for movements. So we will go ahead and place our buys. 2 T-34s, 2 advanced mechs, and a AAA are all going to get placed into Stalingrad. Oh, I do have one more non-combat move, and that is the final motorized from Moscow. It's going to go through Saratov and go into Stalingrad. So those 5 units are going to get placed there. We do have improved factories, so we get to place 5 units from a major. And then the other 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 units that we have are all going into Moscow with our major factory there. So it's going to be 3 more infantry. We have 4 advanced mechs to pair with our 2 T-34s here. Put that up there. These down here. I guess that's more visually pleasing if I do it like that. Stick this guy here. Infantry, infantry, infantry. And we'll stick our airborne in here. Alright. So that is going to be, I believe, the conclusion of the Comintern, turn 10. So we will collect monies. We already collected for the CCP. And then the Soviets, looks like we're at 34. And we're going to collect 2 wartime bonus for Stalingrad and Moscow. Since there's still subs on A20. I was blind last turn. Completely missed them. So we don't have 43. But anyway, so we're going to collect 34 plus 2, and we're going to have 36 in the bank. Fortunately, $6 less, or $5 less than last turn. I'm sure we'll have even less after this next German turn too. But you know, like I said, we'll try and keep things competitive, keep it just from being a runaway Axis win, and hope the Allies kick themselves into gear and maybe can provide a little distraction for all this German money. Anyway, that's going to be it, and we'll send it off over to the veteran for Japan Turn 10.